Well, I've known Romy since kindergarten, so we were 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, I don't remember meeting her. She's always been, it's like brother-sister relationship.
Well, I guess when we were about 14 is when Oliver and I sort of fell in love with music, and then one summer we kind of thought, why not give it a go ourselves? You know, it was kind of out of boredom.
I really got into electronic music at the same time that these guys got into bands, basically. So I wanted to make electronic music, and that's kind of done on your own. And then I went to see them play one of their first gigs, and I was really amazed and inspired, and I never thought that any of us would ever be able to do such a thing. And then gradually over the years we got more used to it, and then I ended up playing on stage, and the rest was history.
I think all of us are from quite similar backgrounds. We're all from similar parts of London, southwest London. And speaking for myself, I come from a family of music lovers, definite music lovers. There was always music playing in my house, but none of them are musicians. None of them really tried it. But yeah, I was kind of raised with very good music. My parents were huge fans of The Cure, Dorothy Colin, Talking Heads.
My story is pretty much the same. Again, yeah, I mean, were we born in the same hospital?
Yes,
yeah.
All three of us.
Really? Yeah, so we were all born in the same area, and you know, my parents were, again, huge music fans, but not musicians, and I was always surrounded by music like Oliver, and you know, I think when you're a kid and you know your parents are playing music, you don't think about it too much, but I now realise how much the music that they were playing did influence me, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, my mum was in particular a huge music lover, and she fell in love with the White Stripes. She took me and Jamie to our first gig when we were about 13 to see the White Stripes in Brixton in London. And then the year after took me and Romy to our first festival, Reading, to go and see the White Stripes again. So she was definitely a driving force for me.
My parents did play some instruments, but the first music that I heard was soul music from them playing their old LPs, and that really inspired me, and that's still my favourite music. It's music I listen to now.
As a friend, it is understood when we did all we could. I always thought it was sad, the way we act like strangers after all that we had. We act like we had never met.
I always thought it was a shame that we have to play these games.
It felt like you really knew me. Now it feels like you see through me. fiction when we're not together, mistaken for a vision, something of my own creation. I wake up alone with only daylight between us. Last night the wall was beneath us. Tonight comes too long. Were we torn apart by the break of day? You're more than I can believe. Whatever come my way. Fiction when we're not together, mistaken for a vision, something of my own creation. Come real life, why do I refuse you? 'Cause if my fear's right, I risk to lose you. And if I just might wake up alone, bring on the night. Fiction when we're not together, mistaken for a vision, something of my own creation. Uncertain haze, how am I to tell? I know your face all too well. Still I wake up alone. Fiction when we're not together. Gracias.
When was the first time that you hear the XX song on the radio? How was it? Where were you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We didn't hear it for a long time.
Yeah, we didn't, you know, we didn't get that kind of, it took a long time to get that kind of support from the radio. But it might have been John Kennedy.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can only remember being in a car in the middle of America and hearing Basic Space being played. I mean, we definitely heard it before that, but I remember it being quite surreal. You know, I don't know where we were in America, but it was very unexpected to hear it, and I remember thinking, wow, you know, things are changing. Crystalized came when Jamie was part of the live band and we were doing gigs. Oliver sent me a demo, and you know, it was just the sort of the first half of Crystalized, what it is now, lyrically, and I instantly heard it and it inspired me, and I wrote to his part.
It was definitely one of those songs that just happened very instantly, and it was very gratifying. You know, so some of my favourite songs that we've done have been created in less than half an hour, and they just kind of exist suddenly, and it was very kind of unconscious in a way. And yeah, you know, it was our first single, and I'm not bored of playing it, and it doesn't make me cringe. When we wrote it when we were about 18, and it still resonates with me. It still means a lot to me.
apply the pressure to help me crystallize. Yes, and you've got the faith that I could bring paradise. Yes,
I'll forgive and forget before I'm paralyzed. Do I have to keep up the pace to keep you satisfied?
Things have gotten closer to the sun, and I've done things in small doses. So don't think that I'm pushing you away when you're the one that I've kept closest.
You don't move slow, taking steps in my direction. The sounds echo. Does it lessen your affection? No.
You say I'm foolish, pushing this aside. Yeah, but brother, down at home, I won't leave alive.
Glaciers are melting to the sea. I wish the tide would take me over. I've been down on my knees, and you just keep on getting closer.
Go slow, go slow, go slow, go slow, go slow. Gracias.
I don't have to leave anymore. What I have is right here. Spend my nights and days before, searching the world for what's right here. Underneath an unexplored islands and cities I have looked. Here I saw something I couldn't overlook. I am yours now, so now I don't ever have to leave. I've been found out, so now I'll never explore. See what I've done.
That bridge is on fire, yeah, back to where I've been. And I'm froze by desire, no need to leave. Where would I be if this were to go under? That's a risk I'd take. And I'm froze by desire, as if a choice I made. I am yours now, so now I don't ever have to leave. I've been found out, so now I
Yeah, we had the name before we made any music. You know, when Oliver and I were just messing around, you know, we made a MySpace, and you know, you have to put a name on the music MySpace, and we just liked X's, the letter X. So we just, I don't know, it was a very sort of, we didn't think too much about it at the time, and I think we were really grateful that we still like the name. I think if you just choose something as casually as that when you're 15, it could be really bad.
Jamie, do you realize that, or sometimes do you have this reflection about what is a DJ and a electronic music producer doing in a project with these simple characteristics?
I'm gladly coming to get used to it now, and I think it benefits all of us. We're all kind of getting used to being on stage, and we're actually able to put on a proper show. And I think it's benefited our music and our personal lives.
How do you feel from the inside? It's right now the music scene in London, or exactly in the place in London where you raised and born and formed as a band?
I think there was a period not long ago where all of the good electronic music was coming out of the UK, and then a lot of influences from Europe and America came in, and it's all kind of jumbled up into one big genre that nobody can really explain. But I feel that now that that's happened, there'll be new things coming out, and I hope that the UK will have its own scene again, and maybe our next album can be a part of that.
We used to be closer than this. We used to be closer than this. We used to get closer than this. Is it something you miss?
I watch you breathing, and I wish to stop. Only for long enough. Long enough.
It's hard to say it.
Separate or combine, I ask you one last time.
Did I hold you too tight? Did I not let enough light in?
Ooh, If a feeling appears, if your mind should sway, it's not a secret you should keep. No, I won't let you slip away.
We used to be closer than this. We used to be closer than this. We used to get closer than this.
Is it something you miss? We used to be closer than this. We used to be closer than this. We used to get closer than this.
Is it something you miss?
Wind or chain, I ask you, would you have stayed?
Did I hold you too tight? Did I not let enough light in?
Gracias.
Well, everything's always written live, and the idea is always that we can play it live, and that's kind of why some of the songs are more simple or more minimal, because, you know, initially we couldn't play and sing really complicated things. I couldn't play a really complicated riff and sing it, so I didn't. And there aren't 3 layers of guitar because there aren't 3 guitar players. You know, we wanted to make everything very much about the live thing, and in the way that it's recorded, I know that's what Jamie wants as well.
Yeah, well, the way we record things is exactly as live, and we don't add anything more than we can play, basically. And I'd like to keep that throughout our career.
I think there's definitely been like milestones throughout the past few years. My personal one there's a TV show in England called Jules Holland, and it's a show that I've grown up with. My parents are fans of it, and it's a music show, and we had the chance to play it on our first album. And I'd brought my parents, and my parents were still apprehensive about what I've been doing, because I didn't really share a lot of the music with them while we were doing it. And I casually said, we're working on an album, and being able to bring them there and to be on that stage where I've seen so many people perform on TV, and it was definitely a moment of my parents realizing this is actually going somewhere. He hasn't just been, locking himself in his room doing nothing.
I think all of us would probably agree that when we played Coachella in America for the first time, that was a pretty incredible experience. We've been on tour around in the United States for a bit, but it was in small clubs to like 100, 200 people. And then when we went on stage, it was to 30,000 people or something ridiculous like that. And that was, to just walk out and really see all those people who had come to see us. It was like really showed, you know, kind of what was going on and that, you know, things were changing for us, and it was, yeah, I kind of think we never forget that moment.
Light reflects from your shadow. It is more than I thought could exist. You move through the room like breathing was easy. If someone believed me, they would be as in love with you as I am. They would be as in love with you as I am. They would be as in love with you as I am. They would be in love, love, love. And every day I am learning about you, the things that no one else sees. And the end comes too soon, like dreaming of ages. And leaving without them. And leaving without them. Being as in love with you as I am. Being as in love with you as I am. Being as in love with you as I am. Being as in love, 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 love. And with words unspoken, the silent devotion, I know you know what I mean. And the end is unknown, but I think I'm ready as long as you're with me. Being as in love with you as I am. Being as in love with you as I am. Being as in love with you as I am. Being as in love, love, love.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's on. How do you get this out of here?
First it.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Really struggling here.
Jelly knuckling.
I was just a bit of Jimmy Newt force.
Yeah, I'll bring it. Just leave that there.
Bring them out to Goliath, innit?
Bring it over here 'cause I need it.